Who dares defy me?
They are the villains. Ordinary people on the wrong side of justice.
Oh, yes, I was groomed to be an astronaut. And then the monkey. The monkey took my rightful place!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 3 of the Villains Only podcast. I'm here with Breach and CeeJ, and we're just gonna talk about Modern Warfare 2, I guess. Because
What up? What up?
Yeah. Um. So we've been playing it for a while now, and we've talked about it a bunch, but I didn't record any of this. So, what do you think about the game, CeeJ? We'll start with you because I don't know how your mic's doing.
Well,
all right, it's
kind of iffy. I like certain aspects of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the fast CTK, and I don't like the pacing of the game. But also, and the loud footsteps.
Yeah.
So that's for competitive pubs. It's all right.
I think my version on it is it's okay. I mean, it's not Vanguard. I don't like the spawn system because I think they tried to do somewhat an in between of a squad spawn and traditional, and that just makes the spawns random.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. I think I think it promotes camping, but in the we played a little competitive, and it gives the people the advantage who have the hill, who rotated and got the hill, and whoever's on the hill, breaking is much harder. I think that's what's great about the competitive, because I think that's how it should be. If you rotate and get the hill, you should have it. So I like that. But I'm with CeeJ on the footsteps part. I think that's kind of whack. And then I don't like the UI of it at all. I think that is garbage.
Yeah.
But to its core, I think it's a great game. I think competitive wise, we'll just have to see more. I haven't played a game of Control or anything like that, so I'm not 100%.
Yeah, I mean, none of us have played Control. It's just like, compared to Vanguard, like the pacing so far is it's hard to figure out, just the initial matches. But once we get into it the year more, it's probably going to be like, oh, okay, this makes sense. But yeah, I mean, I don't hate the game. I don't know like how much fun it is going to be in like a couple months. I'll play it now. It's pretty fun. Pubs. I mean, other than certain things, but I don't know. I don't hate it so far, but we'll have to give it time. We'll eventually all hate it. So, do you think we're actually gonna play this for 2 years? I mean,
yes.
I'm kind of on the fence about. I don't know. I think it will be up to the pros, but in the end, I hate like the idea of that. It just sounds stupid.
I think what would be a great idea and be really interesting is if they like played this for this year, but the second year they go back to an older game or something like that. Like,
right.
I don't know, BO3. That would be interesting.
Like would you have them remaster it and then just
I mean, I don't know all the aspects of what Activision could do right there. But like, I think remaster would be. I mean, I don't know how much work it would be to reinvent and make the graphics a little bit better and remaster it. But I mean, if it's not that much effort,
right?
I don't see why not. Yeah, I mean, imagine BO3 with better graphics.
Right. I mean, especially with they were hinting at Advanced Warfare 2 and then Black Ops 4 or 5 right now.
Yeah.
So I mean, it looks like we're gonna end up with jetpacks anyway. It might be like a fun little bridge game where it switches back to jetpacks. I mean, I just feel like if this season is like hard to watch with this game because the way it plays, it feels like it's gonna be hard to watch. I don't know. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
But
Not going to be a
uh,
great action for the league, especially with
right.
Scump retiring already. If the
Hmm.
next COD is not,
Yeah,
if
they're
it's
gonna
not great, it's going to struggle. The league's going to
exactly.
struggle bad.
Like I
Well,
don't
Yeah, they
like if everything's the same going into the next year, other than the teams, then like I don't know what's gonna keep
I
the
mean,
attention of fans. So
to be fair, other games do this all the time. I mean,
I mean, yeah, that's
Halo,
true.
Halo. I mean, Halo's going into their second year this coming like
Right.
January. I mean, I don't think it's. I mean, I think that's what makes COD different than
Mhm.
other games is it's a 1 year cycle. I mean, CS:GO they've been playing they play the same maps
Yeah,
every year.
but
Like
like
there's not a lot of new maps or anything, and they play the same game.
the
It's
the only thing is like COD's COD though. COD is always every year a new game. Like it's a bit of a different thing. Like CS:GO, there was never like, oh, there's gonna be a second one, or it's just like this is the game. Even
yeah,
Halo's kind of expected to be more than 1 year.
yeah. I
But
mean,
I mean,
but
I
every
think
year with Halo. So I don't know like the CS:GO fan base
mhm.
very well, but I know the retention on the Halo tends to die down every year until they may come out with a new game and they kind of refreshes some.
Right. I mean, they kind of let their game die there for a while. Like no Halo was going on, wasn't there? If I remember right.
yeah.
Like a year or two.
Yeah, like before this last year. Was there even any Halo competitive?
No, I mean there was. It just
Ah,
wasn't.
okay.
It wasn't a big scene. It's more of the diehard Halo fans.
Right. So that's kind of like we don't.
Because Shotzi won Worlds in 2018, I
Oh,
believe,
okay.
for them.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean,
we'll
I
have to
think
see.
I think COD will really struggle on a 2 year cycle, but there's a lot of potential for this game. There is.
This current game?
Um, yeah, the current game. There's a lot more potential. And if they can fix the problems that everybody wants them to fix anyways,
Right.
and there's a lot of content they can do. They can add the old maps, obviously.
Hmm.
Obviously, they already have rank play coming.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of potential for what they could do for this game. So if they could fix a couple things, I think it can. I don't. People say it could be a top 5 COD of all time. I don't think
Yeah,
that,
I doubt
but
that, but I feel
I
like what
think
they just got to
I
do
think they
maps
can do
good
it.
because
Yeah.
what Vanguard didn't do is they added maps, but they all sucked. They got if they're gonna have 2 years of this game, they're gonna have to add a lot of maps and a lot of good maps, in my opinion, because nobody's gonna be playing these maps or want to be playing these maps a year from now, right?
Yeah.
They're
So
I mean,
probably going. They're probably going to have to change the meta. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that's true.
I mean, I agree. I think a lot of people, I mean, love MW2, the original, but I think there are a lot of people are blinded by nostalgia.
Yeah, yeah, this
I
game is
think
especially if
definitely
you
not
don't
that.
like it.
I think the original MW2 is not as great as everybody remembers, and they just remember all the good times of getting on with your friends, getting on and having no time, having nothing to do in the world except play the game, you know?
Yeah,
So like I think that's what blinds people by like cuz if you go back and play MW2 right now,
yeah,
you probably don't think you're not going to think it as good as it was. I
yeah.
guarantee it.
You're probably right. Yeah, a lot of that,
But
but
mm,
I,
I
I
don't know.
yeah, I don't know.
I
This
didn't.
game,
I play. I didn't play MW2. Um, but like I know for me, like it'd be BO2, right?
mm,
Granted, I didn't
Mhm.
really have friends to play the game with. I never really had friends to play Call of Duty with.
Mhm.
So, and I was a back then I was a solo pub stomper.
yeah,
I still go back to it any day of the week. It's still, I probably won't love it quite as much as I did,
Mhm.
but I shit, I
Well,
love it way more than this.
Well, that's not, and this is not everyone. This is not everyone either. I just think that's a giant majority of the population, and a lot of people who say they loved MW2 and loved how good the game was are like 19, 20 years old who never played it, who were like 5 when the game came out.
Right.
Like you were like 5, 4 years old, you probably didn't play it, or
Yeah.
if you did, you didn't play it to the extent like
A lot of the other people did.
a lot of the other people did. Yeah, so like it's not like all these kids saying like, "Oh, MW2 was so great." How do you know? You were like 3. Could you even hold a controller? Like,
Yeah.
did you know what you were doing? So like, I don't know. I see what CeeJ is saying because like, don't get me wrong. We all have these games that stick with us and that the COD that we think's the greatest that we
Yeah.
loved. But I mean, this one in particular, if you go back, I guarantee you don't think it's as great as people think it is, in my opinion. But that's one person's opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think you're 100% wrong. It's like people will kind of get blinded by the nostalgia of
It,
games, but like I don't know. It just I feel like games were made better back then. I mean, not graphics wise, but just overall.
well, yeah. Like, well, it had a lot more passion back then. No, and it wasn't like, and they actually listened to the community back then. That's another thing. Like, compared to like, and then people also remember the game chats and
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, people also don't understand how much it takes to like create games nowadays. Like
Right.
nowadays, like to get these types of graphics, it's much more work into it, and to get these all these new feelings and stuff, it's a lot more work. Not only that, they have to every time you make it for like a different console, like PS5 versus PS4,
Hmm.
the.
you have to change the code. It's
Yeah.
not the
Right.
same. It's not a copy and paste type deal. So it's like that
Making
takes up.
4 or 5 different games.
Yeah, they're making
And
like if you look at their like account where they keep the code or whatever, you're gonna see 5, 6 different games, however many platforms it plays on,
Right.
Mhm.
and they have to write not I wouldn't say it's completely new because obviously some's gonna be the same, but still like certain things contained in that platform, like obviously the code for PC is going to take a lot more than the code for like Xbox or some PlayStation 4 or whatever.
Yeah. I mean that
Right.
makes sense. It's just I don't know. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't feel like they're fixing anything from the last couple years that people have been complaining about. And
Mm-hmm.
like with the UI is like how it all looks this year. Nobody asked for that. Of all the things that we wanted the game to be different, like aspects of it, it's like they decided to just make the menus look different and like they did a like movements different, but that's not terrible and some people were asking for that. Doug says
Yeah.
Martin. But it's just like I don't know. I like I said, I don't hate it. I don't think it's gonna be a like top 5 COD in anyone's list
No.
when we're all done with this. But I mean, so we
It,
all go ahead, Siege.
and like, I think so. Here's the thing. And this is purely how I see things when it comes to games from today to games back then. I almost rather, I do rather have worse graphics. I'm not saying like Roblox
Yeah.
type of graphics, but I'm
Right.
saying like, you know, graphics from back in the day to having having a good quality Call of Duty.
Mhm.
Now, don't get me wrong, all those CODs from back then have each of their own issues.
Yeah, right.
Like with and it's also a lot of things has also changed because of how hard SBMM is and
Mhm.
the how innovative
Right.
kind of is these days, as far as like different trying to cater to certain types of play styles compared to others.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like these days, you see people dropping down walls, makeshift walls in Call of Duty, and stand
Mm-hmm.
behind on top of a car, opponing you as you spawn up.
Yeah, right. I mean,
Like what's the sense in that? But
right.
I mean, at the end of the day, like I agree. I agree with CeeJ on that part. I just think like when it comes down to it, Activision. I do understand this part, which I feel like some of the competitive scene doesn't understand. Is they cater. They're gonna cater to the casuals before they ever cater to the competitive side because we are probably 1% of their revenue.
Right. And I mean, I get
yeah,
that, but I would just wish they'd make their own game. Like, don't worry about catering to certain play styles or certain people. Just make a game and it should be good, right? Quality wise. But, like, don't change your game just so it fits into one or the other. I think the biggest issue, though, is like competitive is maps more than playstyle, though. Like, they changed the movement completely, and it's like, all right, for this year competitive, but like I still don't think they're fixing the map problems. Like they're too complex. I don't know.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying for that.
so I just feel like if they make their like a unique looking game with decent maps, nobody's gonna care if it's faster, slower, or whatever. It'd just be a
Yeah,
fun game. So at this point, we've all played competitive matches, at least scrims. Breach, you scrimmed with us a little bit. What are we thinking competitive wise this year? You know, how you like it, you don't like it. I mean, I kind of have my view on it, but it's like, what do you guys think?
definitely a tactical game.
Hmm.
Call are key. I think once we've played it enough to get call outs down, I think that's going to be a real key factor in it. Um, as far as hard points specifically, rotation, rotation, rotation.
Yeah, especially with the pacing of this game is like you can't
fundamental was
right. You can't be late on rotation because everyone's set up holding pre aims with the fast time to kill. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
you got to be on top of everything.
Also, my last thing about it is, snake or get snake, right?
Yeah, I
just,
guess. I mean,
I mean, we all know it. We all know it to be true,
yeah.
whether we like it or not. That's just how it is, and you hate to see it, but
I mean, they had that back in IDW as well.
yeah. I
Probably
mean,
not to the extent, but
if you can't beat them, you might as well
what was that?
join. If you can't beat them, might as well join them, right?
yeah, at this point, everyone's joined that. Cold War was like, don't snake, don't snake. Now it's just like, yeah, we're gonna snake. It's fine.
After Vanguard, it's kind of been like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, Vanguard
Well,
was
the
too fun to snake in, so
it's just like they didn't fix this naking issue, and that's kind of probably the only real movement you can do
yeah,
that's
especially in this
viable.
game, you can't bunny hop, you can't slide cancel. Dolphin dive is useless. When you dolphin dive, have you noticed how long it takes to like aim back up with your gun? It's bad. I don't know. They kind of took all that out. Like I don't like the pacing in comp right now. Like for what I've played, and that maybe it's just because I'm not used to it. But
It's like Breach mentioned before, it's a lot more tactical now.
yeah.
So it's very you need as much information as you possibly get and communicate it,
Mhm.
relate a plan, and do it. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
I also, even though I'm not really a tactical player by any means.
Mhm.
I'm probably I'm a little faster, methodical kind of player. And
Right.
yes, there's a difference between being methodical and tactical for those listening. Um,
What is the difference then? Doc? Doctor. CeeJ.
Please tell us,
Yes,
Doctor.
please.
Doctor, I need to know this.
Tactical, the way I view it is more of you're kind of just waiting on them to come to you,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and you're not necessarily thinking like 5 moves ahead,
Right.
but you're you're playing your life and you're basically playing the position and just holding it.
Right. So it's just like slower. You're just playing the game
Yeah,
slower, pretty much.
yeah. Methodical was basically thinking a few moves ahead,
Mm-hmm.
whether you a faster pace or slower pace. But like you're basically thinking ahead and then just executing different things and just using. And then also another thing with being tactical is just using every bit of the environment around you.
I don't know. It is definitely a slow comp, but like it also feels like sometimes if you get behind, it plays too fast for you to catch up, if that makes sense in hard points. I don't know if you noticed that.
Oh, well, that's because we're okay. So, so once they were in position, right? They're basically staring down.
I think this game, the one thing I do like about it is it just sums up it. When you make good choices, it rewards you.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess
I
that's
think
that's a good
I
point.
think in Vanguard it doesn't. You make good choices, nice and all,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
but
they can still
you
just run at you
e-
in that game.
yeah, easily
Yeah.
get it back. I think in
Right.
this game you make a good choice to pre-aim something, hold whatever, rotate early, whatever,
Yeah.
you get rewarded instead of being able to just, slide in on you, run at you, all fast paced and all.
Mm-hmm.
Now I feel like that's not the case. Like if you make a good decision, that reward goes to you. And I
Right.
feel like that's what happens, and it's really happened in the comp scene. You get that over rotation, you get that heal.
Right. You get probably a good 15 seconds uncontested if you make the right setup and get there early
Mm-hmm.
enough. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
It's usually
I
closer
get
to
it.
20 to 25, depending on the hill.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like Embassy, for instance, smaller maps like that, you're not going to get as much, but like I can see some of the bigger maps. I still don't know which maps we're playing. I mean, if I looked into it more, for hardpoint and respawns, because right now we're just doing search and destroy for tournaments, but
I did find the embassy,
it's on
the pros are
hardpoint.
playing it. Yeah,
Okay.
on hard point.
Yeah, but I mean, it's all gonna change. Everything's constantly changing. The first pro tournament is December, like 2nd, right? If I'm not mistaken.
No, qualifiers start
Well,
second.
yeah, qualifiers.
It's like
Same
the
difference.
16th or something like that.
Yeah. Um, one other thing. So we're not getting ranked play till next year. That's aggravating. We all kind of already talked like we didn't expect it at launch, but like I kind of expected it to be by the end of this year, you know. But
Hmm.
at least we're getting something that I think was we talked about, and then they kind of just gave was the playlist like it's a mosh pit of CDL rules, which is nice.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
I mean,
The only reason I don't I don't know. I think they should have rank play come out when the first pro tournament gets starts.
yeah, that
Or
I think that
that's
would make the most sense to get like people to what they if you're playing rank play, they might be more interested in the pro thing,
yeah.
or like vice versa. That you get a
Well,
lot of people playing ranked just because the pro people are starting up. But like if it's just
yeah.
randomly through the middle of the season, it's like people I don't
Well,
care.
it's not even that. I just see it as like at the end of the day, the pro players decide what maps go in ranked. Like
Yeah, that's true.
equivalently we go off what they play in
Yeah.
ranked play. So or in what we play in the competitive setting. So like
Hmm.
but they determine it. So like I think having people want ranked play at launch is just never going to happen
Yeah,
just because of
you
how
can't
they do
start
it.
with it. Well, like,
I think
but season one doesn't start at launch. Like the Warzone, right? It's not dropping till I think mid this month, right? Something like that. So
mhm.
why does it take so long? Because I'm pretty sure the pros kind of already have a good idea what they're playing. Worst case, they mess around with it, add a map or take a map out. But the rules they already have set in the game. You can play
Mhm.
CDL modes.
Yeah. I
So
see.
like you know
I
what I mean?
agree
Like
with you.
I feel like it's just a bit of a like they're just okay with not having to do it. They're just like nobody's
Well,
gonna care because they don't expect it.
well, I agree with you. And me and my teammate Floofy, we had a talk about this the other day, and I was talking about like them waiting so long and stuff like that. And he was like, he had a good idea. Like they're probably just using it for content purposes. Like this game's got to last 2 years.
Right. I mean,
To,
that's true.
they're gonna drag whatever they can out and whatever you have to look forward to out as
Hmm.
long as possible, so they can keep everyone on the game.
Mhm.
Like the casuals who play ranked,
Right.
who just play ranked for fun and stuff. You know, they're gonna be waiting for that.
Hmm.
That'll come out. You know, January, hopefully. If not January, probably February.
Right. And
I mean,
I mean
they're
that probably
gonna,
does make sense.
and that's exactly why they are saying the old maps won't
Hmm.
come out until like the second year of its cycle.
Yeah, that's just they're just holding over everyone's head. Like if you want to play it, you got to stick around, kind of thing.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
exactly.
probably like if they have a like a mosh pit where you can play all the games, they probably already
Hmm.
know what's they could do it. They're just like you said, holding it
I
off,
mean,
probably.
yeah, and I mean, I think I still stand by my statement though. I think they do go off because they're gonna control it to wherever whatever the pros do. So I do think it's a little bit on that, and I I don't think the devs and a lot of people at Activision like I don't think they keep up with a lot of what the pros do, to be honest with you, because I don't think that's like
Hmm.
like their main pool, you know.
Right.
So I think it's like I think they have an idea of what they're gonna play because there's only so many maps. I mean, there's only like
Right.
what 8 maps,
Hmm.
9 maps maybe.
Yeah,
I
something
mean,
like that.
and I mean, it's already a struggle because I mean, Raceway and Hotel are on the fence. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't even. I read something the other day that they're not even scrimming Hotel and
Right, because
Crown.
the legal issues. So I mean, I don't even know if we want to get into that because like, how do you have legal issues if it's been this long? I don't get
Uh,
that. You feel like you would have cleaned that up by now, but
mm-hmm.
I mean that map has been announced for at least 2 months before
Yeah,
launch. So how
I
are
seen
you?
that.
Yeah, it's just that's pretty shocking to me. I mean, so would you rather segment that has nothing to do with Call of Duty because we talk about Call of Duty all the time and we get bored with it. So I guess the first one we'll only do a couple, but would you rather the aliens that make contact with Earth be robotic or organic? So I mean, answer that.
Organic.
Organic?
As in having a body.
Yeah, like being
Yeah,
aliens that are robots
yeah.
or like green
I feel like
men.
I feel like if they're robots, we're like fucked. Like they're just gonna
Yeah,
kill us.
I
They're
mean,
just gonna kill us.
that is
Like
true.
we are dead.
Yeah,
Because like if they're robots and they get all the way out here by themselves,
right. It's
we're
not.
dead.
It's not bad news. The probably
Mm-hmm.
easier to just like hack all our networks, and then we'll not have power, and they'll just wipe us off face of the earth.
At least the green ones, if
They
they
probably
like
bleed, bro.
if they fight us,
Yeah.
we at least have somewhat of a chance because they do bleed. But like a robot, if we take out one of its arms, it'll still
Right.
be fighting.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Is that are you in that same boat, Siege, or you want the robots?
I'd go with the robots.
You prefer the robots?
I'd go with the robots.
Why? I mean,
EMP bitches.
yeah, I guess.
Yeah, but what if like to get out here? I feel like there is a way they would probably they. I feel like they would think of this because to get all the think about it. Let's just say they're galaxies away. So they've invented like fast space travel, right?
Right.
So they're definitely smart enough to figure out how to stop an EMP. Like
Exactly.
I feel like that's
I mean,
facts. So
it is a valid idea though. It's like that might work.
yeah.
But it's just in my head, I feel like they'd get EMPS first and then it would be over. You know?
Yeah, we probably wouldn't see it coming to be honest with you.
Right.
Like they would hit us before we hit them.
I mean, they're probably
Well,
already sitting on the moon waiting.
I
So
think we'll probably end up finding out some years later, anyways. Not necessarily alien wise, but AIs and robots.
AI, yeah, that's something that
But
we can't talk
I
on AI because one day when they're real, we don't want them coming for us. You know?
good point. Good point. I've
Yeah.
programmed AIs, but once they
Right.
know what they're doing, we
Exactly.
are screwed, buddy, too. So like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Once they exit the COD game, we're in trouble because we've been shooting bodies on the bots. At least I have, and they know.
Yeah,
They're gonna
they
knock on my
wicked.
door.
They wicked sometimes. Let me tell you, I went around. I was 1v6ing on hardpoint on Fortress Hardpoint, and dude tried to world star me at first.
You're like, somebody joined my lobby? Nah, it's just a bot. So, would you rather have one real get out of jail free card or a key that opens any door?
Key that opens any door by far.
Really?
Well,
Well, think about it.
no.
No?
It'd be get out of jail free card.
Well,
Right.
what would you do to get in there?
I would
Well,
still.
it's like
I would. I would
anything, bro.
still. I would still. The richest item I could ever think of. Sell it.
Yeah.
And then obviously they're gonna figure it out. I'm gonna go to jail, and then I use my get out of jail free
Well,
card,
then
and
you're
I'm
good to
set for
go.
life.
What,
No, that's
Like,
not a bad idea. What?
Why did they confiscate that shit?
I don't.
nah,
I
no,
don't
I
think
got
he'd
my get
find
out
it.
of
He'd
jail
hit
free
it.
card. I mean, do they confiscate money in Monopoly when you go to jail? I don't think so.
I don't know.
So,
It's been a minute.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I kind of with you, Breeze, just because like I kind of want to plan the heist and just like worst case you get caught and just be like, oh well, you know, it's just for fun, like so you feel like you're in an Ocean's 11 movie. That's kind of where
I
I'm at with
do,
it.
I do think it's a risk though, because if you don't get the cash before you get caught, like,
Right.
I mean,
The thing with
I
the
feel like
key
you don't
is
get to keep it.
like what
You need to
door?
be like smart to get away with that shit.
Yeah,
Or
like
like point it out.
that's true.
Like what door? Like what
Well,
door
yeah,
would you open
that's
though?
my
Like,
point. Like I don't think I'd pick a good enough door and then I'd waste it. So I think like I'd have to go with the
Well,
get out of jail free card.
well, that's here's the thing though. It's a key. It's solid.
Right.
You don't even keep that bitch.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true. So you could just open unlimited amount of doors because it's a key.
Yeah.
Interesting. Didn't think about it
you
like
could,
that.
yeah, it could, yeah, yeah. I guess that's true though. You make a
Mm.
good point. I mean, I guess like if it can open any door, like, I mean, I guess you could plan a heist with a key, and it would probably be easy not to get caught.
Right.
I mean, because think about it, a key can be anything. It doesn't got to be a solid key.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a password. It could be anything. They didn't
That's true.
specify.
They didn't
So
specify. This is the question's fault. 100%.
yeah, so like it could be like a key could be like a type in password. Like yeah, I agree with Siege now actually.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
I'm with CeeJ because it's like I don't plan on being a criminal, so it's like the key thing might be more helpful. You know, it's not like I'm
I-
gonna.
I'm gonna be a criminal either way. It just depends. It just depends.
Depends on.
If I get caught, then I guess I'm going to jail. But if I
But you can have.
if I
But
don't,
think about it. You have the key to open the cell door.
yeah.
Yeah.
Think about it.
And I have
Loophole.
I have a key to like open a door
Right.
to get me out of my heist or whatever.
Exactly. It's just like
So
you're opening all.
like,
You're like in the back of the cop car. You just open the door. Because you got the key.
yeah, exact. Good point.
See, we've
I,
loopholed this. The key is
yeah,
basically get out of jail free card. So
yeah. So you might as well
so we
go.
win.
I
You're
guess,
right.
or
Might
guess in breach of case, the key to the cruise missile.
the key to the cruise
Oh
missile.
my
We're
god!
not
I don't
getting
want to. We're
into
not talking.
cruise
We're
missiles or
not,
glide bombs or any form of air support here. But I mean, let's let's
I think we should keep on topic.
yeah let's talk about. Would you rather know the history of every object you touch or be able to talk to animals?
I feel like being able
What
to
was the
talk to
question?
animals would eventually come annoying.
Would you rather know the history of every object you touch or be able to talk to animals? You know,
That's a tough.
I feel like though, like if I touch like my iPhone, right? Do I want to know where my iPhone comes from? But like,
I mean,
but say I
maybe
like talk like
That's
a
been
dog
never
walks up
got
to me and
old.
it's like talking. I think that'd be pretty cool. Although like I don't know how, like I might get annoyed with that.
yeah, like wouldn't like imagine, right? Imagine this, right?
Yeah, right.
Imagine like the dog is barking outside or something, and you just hear,
Right.
"Hey, hey!"
Yeah.
Like CeeJ was saying, like,
Dog's just out there like talking shit. You would know
yeah,
then, and you'd be like, "Oh, that's weird."
yeah. Like if you could turn this off, maybe, but I don't know if it's. I feel like you shouldn't be able to because I feel like that makes it more interesting. So
Well, you could. Well, think about it like this: you'd be able to tame. You'd be able to tame whatever animal.
But would
that's
you
if it
though?
respects you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what if it's like, nah, you go try to talk to like a rattlesnake, and it's just like, I don't like you, and it just bites you. Like people, you can talk to every person. Doesn't mean they're not gonna like fight you or like hate you. So,
Like you're trying to tame a lion or something, and this
well, it's like,
this dude's about to eat you, bro. He don't give a damn.
yeah, he's just like, yeah, but I'm hungry, and he just punches you and eats you anyway. It's like it was good talking to you, but I'm gonna eat you anyway.
Not
Yeah,
only that, you'd look crazy too. Like, imagine people not knowing you can talk to animals like this,
yeah, but we're
and
kind of
people,
yeah, you're just standing there talking to a dog and it's just barking at you for everyone else. That is true, but like, would you want to have the power to know the history of every object you touch?
I don't
That's
have
my question.
to. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I guess it's.
Wait,
I guess it's knowledge, right? Like, you mean you
right.
would. Like, I mean, you could learn a few things. I guess.
You
Like,
could learn a few things, but it also could be terrifying. I'm thinking
Yeah,
of
because you'd be able to appear in somebody else's past and shit.
well, that's the thing. Like, what are we considering an object? Like, do people count? Because like, you don't want to go there at all. In
good
Well,
my opinion.
point. I feel like
someone.
objects should be
No,
inanimate,
right. That's kind of where I'm
inanimate. Like,
thinking.
right?
Like you just know where things come from. Like I think it'd be cool. Like you touch an old book and you'd be like, "Oh, that's cool," but like as long as it's inanimate, I think that might be all right. I don't know. I don't know if I'd want either.
It also depends on like what you're able to actually peer into.
Right. So
Yeah, good point.
once
I mean, I guess, I guess, just depending on things. I guess I would go with the touch.
mhm,
Whatever you touch, you can see how it was made and stuff like that.
yeah,
I feel like the animal thing would get annoying because you gotta think about it. Imagine walking outside and how many animals there are.
that's true.
Like squirrels, birds,
Right.
like,
But like,
and that's just the one. That's just the ones you can see. Like, imagine like ants and shit.
yeah, that's true. But like,
Like,
you could go to a PetSmart and just like actually see what's up though. Like what are they doing there?
bro, that's on. Yeah,
You
like
could do some
I
detective
don't.
stuff.
I don't know. That just couldn't. It
But
couldn't
people
be
would think
me.
you
Like,
crazy. Yeah, right.
yeah, it couldn't be me. I don't know.
I feel like
I
you.
guess I go with the objects.
Yeah, I got you with objects. All right. Well, we might do one more depending on how long this goes. But would you rather have all traffic lights you drive up to turn green, or never have to stand in line again?
Never have to stand in line again.
I was gonna say I can't drive right now, so the line thing's kind of my big concern. But like,
Ugh.
I don't know, cause I don't know, drive like when you're stuck at a red light for a long time, like one of those red lights that just it's red for 10 minutes
Oh.
for no good reason, it gets super frustrating.
Yeah, that's true. But
But also like
imagine
amusement parks is what I'm thinking for the line thing.
that's what I'm thinking too. But
Right.
imagine this. Imagine like you want to get to an early release of something, but you can't.
Yeah,
So you skip the line.
exactly.
Another good example. Imagine you're in a line for traffic.
Yeah, just
You skip the line.
but I think that's a like a loophole that you can't.
Yeah, that's a
I don't
loophole
know.
I was thinking of.
Wait, no, because it's a stand. You have to be standing. So if you're like rolling around on the ground in line, you're not gonna skip it till you stand up.
What if I stand
Right.
up while I'm
You stand
driving,
up
bro?
in your car.
Yeah.
You just like open the sunroof. People see like, why is this guy standing? He's like, I get to
I
skip this
typically
line.
be able to do that in my
Yeah,
car.
I don't
I
know.
got a removable.
So,
Well, it's glass over the top,
but it feels
so
like
I've been able to go right over.
I don't know. That feels like an
Yeah.
unnecessary loophole.
I mean, and okay, let's just say that loophole doesn't exist
Right, but
because
I'm
I feel
still
like
thinking like you go to Disney, you see those lines, you could just be like, yeah,
yeah,
you know,
exactly. Oh, you're waiting in a line for like at a
I'll mess with that.
restaurant or something.
Like the DMV restaurant,
DMV,
anything.
yeah, like I feel like that's so
Right,
much more useful, and I
right,
feel like
cause
that would save so much more time too.
exactly.
Like the green light's cool and all. Don't get me wrong. Like there's a lot of red lights I've been like, gosh, why did it say green? But that's even then. A lot of times that's just a couple of minutes you're waiting. Like there's lines. I've been to amusement parks and waited in for hours. Like,
Yeah, that's
and
true.
you like that. I feel like that is just like would be awesome.
Yeah, plus
Yeah, I
when
guess
you're in a
I got
car,
to.
you can like listen to music and most likely have air condition. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so it's like, it's inconvenient. Like if you're late for work, but
Mm-hmm.
then it's also like,
Okay,
I'm with the skipping lines.
yeah, yeah. I feel like that's
Uh,
more useful.
well, what about this?
Uh,
I guess this is another thing to think about. Would you actually, are you going with the fact that you actually have the option to actually skip or not? Or no?
what do you mean?
Why
Like,
wouldn't you want to skip though? Like, is there a
what line
scenario
would you
you wouldn't?
possibly want to stand in?
Yeah,
Like, I'm trying to think here.
So,
I mean, I guess a line to your death. I mean, sure. Like-
World War II.
Right.
yeah, good
Yeah.
point. Good point.
Just lay down. You have to be standing. You know,
Good point.
so you never have to
And
stand in line.
not only that, but if I know I'm gonna die anyways, I'd probably just want to go
Yeah,
first.
just be
Honestly,
like,
but
no. But plus, then you could like my friend used to be #1 draft pick in the military. You know, you could say that
Yeah.
because you skipped the whole line. You'd be like, I was first. All right,
Yeah.
we'll do one more. Would you rather be able to see 10 minutes into your own future, or 30 minutes into the future of anyone else?
30 minutes in the future of anyone else.
See, I don't know that. I mean, 10 minutes isn't long, but we could say like a year. Like a year into your own future, like 2 years into somebody else's. What would you do? Change the
A
question.
year into your own future or 2 years, then I'd choose mine.
Right. Well, it's
Probably.
like
I,
I don't know, because it's like who would like it. You'd have to think about other people that you'd like. Oh, that'd be interesting, you know.
yeah.
But
Well, like
also, like,
here's
wouldn't that impact your own life?
yeah, but here's my thing about if it was just 30 minutes or 10.
Right. That's why I
Like
changed it because like that's
they,
not long enough at
30
all.
minutes or 10. Let's say you're going. Let's say there's
Right.
someone like you're like a rivalry with or something,
Yeah.
and it could be anywhere
Work
like
environment.
work. Yeah, whatever.
School.
Yeah, whatever. You can set them up for failure.
Yeah. That's
You
true.
can win. You pretty much. I mean, think about it. Think about it like this: if let's just say you don't have to be looking at whoever you want.
Okay.
Think about this: your COD timing would be amazing.
Yeah.
You would never not lose because you would know.
But you're skipping
what.
time though. Like you're not getting the pick. You're just like 30. Like do you skip to 30 minutes and you're there? Like it's not like you're watching that 30 minutes. You're like in the future there. If that makes sense. Like I get
That
what you're
doesn't make
saying.
sense. That's not what I'm following. That's
Right.
not what I
You're
was
thinking
thinking.
like
I
you're
was
just looking at the last 30 minutes of whatever this person did,
okay.
but it's like you're just there, right?
Okay. Well,
Right.
this is what I'm thinking of it like. Let me
I
put you in my
totally
perspective.
understand.
I'm thinking of it as like two monitors. I can see what I'm doing right now,
and then you're seeing the
but
future.
I'm seeing the 30 minutes
Oh,
in the future. This is
that
what
is the
I'm
most
thinking of.
gamer view of this. Would you rather? I think anyone has ever come up with.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I mean,
Yeah,
that's how I was thinking
I
of.
get it. I mean,
That's why
now
I
that you
said that
explained it, it
comment.
makes more sense.
That's why I said that comment. Like you could set them up for failure, but
Right.
like
Yeah, I'm just
That's
sitting here though. I'm
very
thinking like 10 minutes of my own future. I'm just gonna be sitting here. Like I don't do anything in a 10-minute span that's even worth looking into. So I might as well pick anyone else. But I don't know.
yeah,
I didn't think of the dual monitor concept there. That's
yeah. I
it's a
mean,
new
that's.
theory of relativity breaches dual monitor concept.
I mean, you didn't explain your question didn't explain a
I'm
lot.
reading it
So
off the
no.
internet, but I tried.
It's very broad,
It is
and
yeah,
very
I mean,
broad.
I'm just trying to think through it. I'm like, what would I actually do? Because I don't know. There's not enough context for me.
Right.
I mean, like even if I knew, let's say I knew a year into my own future, like it still gives me. I feel like it gives me no advantage whatsoever. Just
Just
in the
disappointment.
yeah, just in the
Just-
fact that even if I know what I'm gonna do to fix it,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like that gives you no value in my
Alright.
opinion. But
well,
Okay. Go
well,
ahead.
think about it like this. You might be able to make whatever decision, and you can see how it impacts later down the road.
that's
Yeah,
a good point.
that's true.
I
Well,
don't know. That's a hard
the
one.
question's hard, but there's one like very similar, so we might as well just talk about this one. Would you rather go back to the age of 5 with everything you know now, or know everything your future self will do, or learn at least? So like knowledge,
Uh,
but not events.
so probably go back to the age of 5. What I know now.
So you'd be the smartest 5-year-old in the school,
I'd probably go.
I'll be honest with you.
but
I
then you gotta start
probably
over.
yeah, but you know what's gonna happen, and
Right.
whatever decision you've made, like because there's a lot of things I've probably done in my past that
Mhm.
like I
You
wish
know
I
you
would have handled
Okay.
a different way,
Yeah, that makes
and
sense.
I look back on it and I'm like if I had the knowledge of what I know now, like I would have handled it so much different, and maybe things would have turned out better. So like
Yeah,
that's my view on it.
that makes sense.
I'm trying to think on it
Well,
because
so from I don't know. From my point of view, it's like if you know everything in the future, then like how like for me, how easy would class be? Because like I don't even have to learn because I already learned it. So I'd just be like, chilling.
That's a good point, but like at the same
I
time,
find it
like
boring at
Yeah,
that
that's
point.
yeah,
true. It would be very boring. I'm
yeah,
not
because I
against
mean,
Just life would be boring.
I
but
guess the fun of life is like guessing,
yeah, but
right?
going back to school, man. I mean, that's mission accomplished. But like the thing is, you would know that you already finished school, and you just be sitting there while your teachers are talking. You'd be like, "Man, I did this already." So I don't know. I guess it
Yeah, you
depends on
just
like for us, because we're like, I'm 18, but you guys are like in your 20s. So it's not that big a gap. But like if you're like 50, that might be something cool for you. I don't know.
Let's think.
well.
Let's
So like, okay, I, I don't really regret much from my past.
No regrets.
Well, it's more of like almost everything that I could regret. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, and I really mean almost anything.
Right.
Well, almost everything that I could. My my hand was forced
Yeah.
more than anything. So it's kind of like, so would I really want to relive whooping these people's asses for trying to
I mean,
start some shit?
I don't know. I guess it's how you interpret
I
it.
mean,
I mean,
I mean, I don't know. Like,
but you know
hear me
every
out
like
though.
punch that guy would do, and you could be like in the Matrix. I think that'd be cool too.
Hear me
I
out
definitely
though.
think
Like,
so.
first of all, I got one question though.
Right.
Or if we go back to the age of 5, are we going back to the year we were 5?
Yes.
Or
Yes.
we okay?
You're
I didn't
going
know if we were
completely
like
back in
turning
time.
5 now.
No, you're
Okay,
time
yeah,
traveling back to 5, and you have to, you're just living life from there.
yeah. Then definitely
Yeah,
because think about how rich you could end up. Just
Okay.
get
Yeah, that's true.
like think
Yeah,
about
think
it. You
about
could
that.
invent something at like
Well, I'd have to
8
write some
years
shit
old.
down then, because like I have no like. If anyone asked me about stock markets, if I time traveled, I'd be like, or like inventions. I had no freaking clue. I time
take
travel
some
for no
fucking
reason.
notes.
Yeah, I know.
Take some notes.
became
I would.
became Mr. Beast before Mr. Beast.
I'd definitely be studying. That's for sure.
Bro, study of you.
But we
Someone
still be
offers it to
5
you.
though. Like you wouldn't be able to Mr. Beast that
Yeah,
though.
but like
No, but like,
I mean, more when you get to like your teens. I mean,
yeah,
I'm just saying.
you could.
Currently, as 18, like I wouldn't. I'd just be like I couldn't like
I
do
I
before him.
think
If
this.
that makes sense.
I think this is more beneficial for me or CeeJ because me and
Right. Yeah.
CeeJ are a little
I'm at
bit
a point
older,
where it's
so
probably just the future would just help me out for now. Like, and then
yeah.
I don't know, get one of those Men in Black things to forget things afterwards. Because I don't want life to get too boring, knowing everything.
invest in crypto, bro.
Invest in crypto. That's
Yeah,
5-year-olds just like You're going up. You're like, I'm investing in crypto. It's like it's not even out
you
yet. You
start
gotta wait a couple
you start
years.
you start working at the age of 5.
Yeah, you're like, trust me, I don't need school. But
Just to
that's like my concern though.
be-
Like, what if you go back and then your life is worse somehow? I don't know.
I mean, I do believe everything happens for a reason. So
Right? Yeah.
I guess I see what you're saying in that aspect, but at the same time, I mean, there's some things you would like be
Yeah.
like,
That's
dang, what if I would have? What if I wouldn't? I mean, you'll never know, but like, it
right.
would be interesting
Yeah.
to see if you could
It probably
redo
would
it.
be more interesting to redo it than like a future.
Mm-hmm.
But
Because I mean, as a future one, I mean, knowing everything seems rather like hopeless. I don't know. Like, I feel like that's boring.
yeah.
yeah, I'm with you guys on that. Well, all right. That does it for episode 3 of the podcast. Thank you for watching this episode of Villains Only. If you did enjoy, please remember to follow us on Twitter at Villains Gaming, and also follow our YouTube channel at Villainous Gaming Official. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.